impasse we've reached at the moment. Now, what are the ways in which you can change this? Because it's visceral, it's deep, it's religion, and it's prejudice, and it's stigma, and it's social policies, and it's cultural norms and values, and it's different in different countries, but a lot of people feel very uncomfortable about this little minority, about 4% exclusively gay. They just don't like to think about it. I've sometimes thought it's partly an aesthetic thing. You're used to seeing man, wife, 2 little children, and that's pleasant aesthetically. Don't forget, I grew up in a very loving family of that kind. Very loving and wonderful. But if you can't do it, you can't do it. And therefore you've got to make your own journey, and the law and society and people have got to face up to this and change attitudes and prejudice. But how do you do it? Well, I'm going to make a historic announcement here today. You hear it first. This is breaking news. These are the 10 commandments for leadership on the GLBT issue, okay? And the first commandment for leadership to get things changed is have a good idea. You will hear that this deity, in pronouncing these 10 commandments, was stuck on the word good. Each one of these 10 commandments has the word good in it. So the first thing you've got to do is have a good idea. Have a good idea. And if the scientific base of human sexuality is that a certain percentage of people are stuck with being heterosexual, and some stuck with being homosexual, and a few with bisexual, and a few with transgender, and a few with intersex, and the whole lot of them with queer, then you've got a good idea, because it's just part of science, part of nature. Okay? So that's the first commandment. Have a good idea, if you can. The second commandment, have good timing. In a sense, I had good timing because the ground was laid by Alfred Kinsey and by the scientists. If I'd been back there pre-Kinsey and didn't know the break-up of human sexuality in science, then I would have been struggling with where I fitted in. But context is very important in life. So I knew this is a percentage that were queer, and I was in it. So I had the advantage that Kinsey was there. I had the advantage, if it was so, that HIV/AIDS came along, that everybody was talking about this cohort, and we learned that unless we addressed this issue, then a lot of people were going to die because they were suffering from stigma and were not getting the news and information about the epidemic, and so we started to realise that things had to be changed. So good timing is very important. The third is have a good strategy. And in a sense, my strategy was continuously to push the envelope. If I had, back there when I met Jan and we had a happy relationship, if I'd said, hang it, you're all just stuck in the mud and you've got to change, and I'm telling you, if I'd taken that stance then, there's no way back in the 70s or 80s or 90s that I would ever have been appointed to anything. They would have said, that's that mad gay activist, we must pay no respect to him, he's an idiot, and anyway, there are only a handful of gays and we don't want to hear this man raving on about it, he can get lost. So my role, insofar as I became involved in this issue, was to strategise, have a good strategy, and push the envelope, but don't push it to the point that you're going to destroy the attention of people. Get their respect and get their ear but don't assume everyone's interested in this issue or that everybody is open to persuasion, and go back and forth with the issue so that you can get people coming along the journey with you.